Imagine like a relentless salesperson cold calling 50 people before breakfast.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That takes a certain kind of nerve.
It really does. But, in the June 29th edition of the daily devotional Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, this concept of boldness is framed as something entirely different.
Right. It's a completely different paradigm.
Yeah. Looking at this source, I really have to ask, is the boldness being asked for here akin to that, fearless salesperson? Or is it rooted in a completely different mechanism?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the text completely separates its definition from just standard extroversion.
Or like just practicing your public speaking skills in a mirror?
Exactly. It's not about that at all. It defines boldness as the divine confidence to speak and act in line with God's will.
Regardless of opposition.
Right, regardless of opposition. And the how is really crucial here. It claims this isn't a personality trait you cultivate.
So it's not something you just work on.
No, it's a byproduct. The text argues that when someone is filled with the Spirit, the natural, unavoidable overflow of that is dynamic evangelism.
Like preaching with power.
Exactly.
So it's an external force that compels action.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But, knowing it's a spiritual force doesn't really explain what it actually looks like out in the wilds.
Like the practical application.
Yeah. And to show us that, the text points to a pretty extreme historical blueprint. The early church, specifically Acts chapters 4 and 5.
Oh, right. The apostles aren't just facing, tough crowds.
No, they're facing actual threats, like physical beatings and the very real fear of kings and death.
It's intense.
It really is.
Right.
Which makes me look at this and think, wait, if they are facing all that, then according to this text, opposition isn't a roadblock to be avoided.
No, not at all.
It's actually a necessary feature of the mission.
Exactly. The text frames opposition not as a signal to retreat, but as an opportunity for victory.
Wow. Think about the psychology of that.
Right. I mean, when the early apostles were threatened and commanded not to preach, they don't go into hiding.
They actually prayed for more boldness, didn't they?
Yes. The devotional highlights that even after being beaten, they departed rejoicing.
And just continued teaching and preaching daily.
Yeah. The opposition acted as a catalyst. It just crystallized their conviction.
But, taking that historical blueprint of a first-century apostle surviving a physical beating
Right.
and applying it to a modern reader looking at this devotional on their phone on a Tuesday morning, that is a massive leap.
It is a huge jump.
So here's where it gets really interesting. The text justifies this by suddenly shifting from history to direct instruction for you, the reader.
It makes it incredibly personal.
It does. It quotes Paul from 1 Corinthians 9:1 saying, "Necessity is laid upon me," and it explicitly calls the reader an ambassador.
Which is a heavy word to use.
Yeah. It sounds less like a friendly suggestion and more like a strict military mandate. Does the reader even have a choice here?
Well, according to the text, no. It requires an incredible, almost uncomfortable sense of urgency.
How so?
The devotional states believers have been entrusted with the ministry of reconciliation.
Okay, so to put that in plain English, the text views the reader as the active bridge tasked with reconnecting a broken world back to God.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it quotes Romans 10:1, asking, how shall they hear without a preacher?
Right.
And then it points straight at the reader. You are that preacher.
Wow. So you cannot ignore the people around you?
No, because in this framework, God is literally counting on you to save them. It demands you refuse to focus on what it calls the lesser things of life.
So what does this all mean for the reader? Ultimately, it's a heavy directive. Refuse to be silent, take your place, and fulfill your mandate with boldness.
Yeah, that sums it up perfectly.
And for anyone curious, the text points to rhapsodyofrealities.org for more on this framework. But really, regardless of your personal beliefs, understanding these texts offers a vital window into the why behind the actions of millions of people worldwide.
It really is the engine driving their daily choices.
It absolutely is.
And, this raises an important question to leave you with. Think back to that opening metaphor of the salesperson pitching a product.
Right, the cold calling.
Yeah. If a person truly internalizes the belief that they are a steward of the mysteries of Christ, meaning they hold the ultimate, literal truth of the universe.
Right.
And that the eternal fate of the people they see at the grocery store rests entirely on their own vocal boldness.
Wow.
How completely would that reshape their daily interactions and really their entire view of the secular world?
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.